ladies and gentlemen, my name is Satori Ginzo, and welcome back once more to Euro Truck Simulator 2. And today emergency haul, urgent delivery, fuel. Oh, it's big money, so we're gonna take it. And while we take it, we're gonna discuss some more YouTube stuff. Whoops. Mainly that of people talking about YouTube channels that were once very popular, getting hundreds of thousands, even millions of views, suddenly disappearing. Or not so much disappearing as in the sense of like the channel was suddenly taken down. Disappearing in the sense of suddenly the creator of this channel is no longer putting out videos, or the creator has totally disappeared altogether. One of the channels in question that somebody mentioned was no one's seen anything new from FPSRussia in a long time. Part of the reason behind that is the fact of what he deals in. FPSRussia deals in firearms. And the thing is, even though he can get a lot of firearms in from overseas that you normally can't get here in America, there's only so many firearms in the world that you can cover in a video or a long-running video series before you run out of firearms. And I know people were saying, well, there's new guns being developed all the time. Yeah, but those guns start out in the military sector long before they come to the civilian sector. And yeah, most companies nowadays aren't going to let you get your hands on an experimental military weapon before the military. So yeah, I can understand why he doesn't do much on YouTube anymore, because he's kind of run out of things he can do with guns. And it doesn't help matters too, there's like how many other hundreds to thousands of gun-related YouTube channels out there. So, you know, there's competition. Now, one of the other channels that someone brought up was Ray William Johnson and Equal 3. You know, Equals 3, I always liked Equals 3, and then, yeah, it started getting old. It started getting kind of stale. Now, Ray has recently, I don't want to say recently because it's been a while, but Ray stopped. He stopped running the channel. He's left the channel up to other hosts now. And it's just not the same. It's not the same Equals 3 because it's not the same Ray. It's kind of like it's kind of like how Jeremy Clarkson and them are all off Top Gear right now. Top Gear is pretty much done. But if the BBC were to continue Top Gear, to me it wouldn't be the same Top Gear because there is no Jeremy Clarkson, there is no Richard Hammond, there is no James May. You know, there's no... That's not Top Gear. Without them, it's not Top Gear to me. There were a few other YouTube artists that were mentioned that I didn't quite know. So, and I tried getting some information on who they were, but I really couldn't find what I was looking for. But there's been a few different YouTube artists throughout the years that have come and gone and disappeared. And then there's some that their fame is already starting to dwindle. Oddly enough, and this is what's weird, a few of those people whose fame is kind of coming to its peak are some of my favorites, like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and even now, not that he's really one of my favorites, but I don't mind him, is PewDiePie. The thing about Let's Play channels, even my channel, is you can only do so much for so long before everything becomes stale and old and boring. And there's only but so much new stuff out there that people want to see. And half the time when something new comes out, all these other channels that are doing it end up flooding YouTube with it. It's just like, I have one Metal Gear Solid video that I posted. I'll admit it's not the greatest video because it was hastily put together and not really well edited. And I don't know, like, to me, some of these channels are already starting to lose their hype, their buzz, their good vibrations, in a sense. And I hate using this as a reference, but Markiplier, I started actually enjoying Let's Play videos between Neeb's Gaming Channel and Markiplier. And I used to watch a lot of Markiplier when I first discovered Markiplier. And then during one of Mark's videos, he did a video with Jacksepticeye, and I found Jack highly entertaining. I love Jack. I've actually gotten to the point now where I watch more Jacksepticeye videos than I do Mark's videos. And it's nothing against Mark, I don't know, I find Jack more entertaining anymore. But even Jack's videos here lately, even Jack's admitted, like, there's not a lot of new stuff to play, everybody's doing the same new stuff. Like, he's saying the same thing that everybody else is saying. Everybody wants to do the new stuff, so the market's flooded with content of the new material. It's just like, right now there is tons of Metal Gear Solid stuff out there. Everything from spoilers to secrets to people's favorite cutscenes to how to do forward operating base maneuvers. There's all sorts of Metal Gear stuff on YouTube already, from, like I said, helps, from hints and tips videos to walkthrough videos to just gameplay videos. And as much as I would love to do more Metal Gear videos, I just don't think it would be good for my channel when everyone else is doing it, you know? I mean, yeah, I could, but there's no guarantee I'm gonna get any kind of reward out of it. And not that I'm asking for a reward, but in the sense of views, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because my first Metal Gear Solid video that I put up for the new Metal Gear has only had a single view as of the other day. And it's like, well, that just goes to prove that the market's already flooded, that people are sick of looking for Metal Gear, Metal Gear, Metal Gear. But I don't know. There's a lot of YouTubers out there. A lot of people doing the same stuff, so it does get repetitive, and the market does get flooded, that's for sure. Too much of the same shit. What the hell else was I going to talk about? I had something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah, there was some stuff being talked about the furries the other day that was kind of interesting. Because it was a talk about, like, how you joined the fandom, how you became a member of the furries, like, how did how did you get the persona that you created? Like, what made you really want the persona that you have? And some of it was like, some of the conversations we had were really interesting, because there was like one kid that admitted to me, he's like, oh, I've been a furry since I was 11. He's like, it's really weird because when I'm my everyday self, I'm a very uptight individual, but when I'm in persona form, when I'm being the other half of myself, he's like, I'm very open, very loving and fun and outgoing, and I just love trying new things. And we were all talking, and I loved his conversation though about like how he had been considered himself a furry since he was 11, and it was like, wow, that's kind of odd, because I was about 12 or 13 when I really got into the fur fandom, really got into the world of the furries. And then it wasn't until 2009 that I went to my first furry convention in Pittsburgh. And, ooh, shit, sorry there, bus, didn't mean to glide into your lane there. But it was kind of funny because during the conversation, one of the parts of the conversation that was brought up was about artwork of the furries. And I can't remember the name of the person that asked the question. I know it was a female. I'm just going to use a general name here and say like Jennifer. But this Jennifer chick just outright said, okay, I have an honest question. I have a question for you guys, and for all of you here in this conversation, I want an honest answer from everybody. But she's like, that honest answer is, when you got into the fur fandom, if it was through artwork, what part of the artwork was it that intrigued you? And you know, was it essentially her question, the way she was wording it was trying to be subtle about it without just being outright forward. And that was, okay, we all know that there's dirty artwork out there. There's, you know, very sexual stuff. So was it the sexual artwork that got you into the fandom, or was it the clean artwork? I'll admit, I had seen a lot of sexual artwork before I seen clean artwork. But it wasn't even the sexual aspect that caught my attention. It was the fact of, what the fuck are these anthropomorphic creatures? And why is there so many of them? And that's what got me into, like, wanting to know more about the furries. So, that's what I did. I dived pretty much head first into the world of furries. It's like, what are the furries? I gotta fucking know. And during that conversation, a lot of different things come up about the furries. Everything from the drama to the rumor mills, to what's true and what's not true, to who's big in the fandom and who thinks they're big in the fandom but really aren't. And people that have a big following in the fandom but might be a big following for explicit reasons. Explicit, sorry. But there was a decent conversation that was going on there, and I really enjoyed it. And it's the first time in a long time that I've had a good open conversation about the fur fandom, that even though the conversation did involve some of the questionable sexual aspects of the fandom, none of it was out of hand because of the fact of everybody in the room was already a furry and understood the rumor mill. So there was nothing to indicate that someone would take what we're saying out of context. Because that's one of the big problems with the fur fandom is there are a lot of there's a lot of people out there that will take some of what's being said about the furries by furries. It'll be said by furries and about the furries, and they'll take it out of context. It's just like, I don't know how many people have had to ask me, is it true that furries like to you know, dress up in costume and then have sex with one another in costume? And immediately I give them this weird ass look, and I was like, well, that depends. Is your question really do furries like to dress up in costume and have sex? Or is your question, is it true that at furry conventions people dress up in costume and have sex with one another? And they kind of sit there for a minute. They're like, yeah, I guess I mean it the second way. Do furries, is that what a furry convention's about? All, you know, getting together and just having a big sexual orgy in a costume? And it's like, I kind of laugh at it because I've heard this question a lot. And I said, no, I said, it's true, but it's not true. And they kind of look at you for a minute. Yes, it's true that there are furries. There are people out there that like to dress up in fursuit and have sex in their fursuit. They like to personify it's this portion of themselves, that it's their persona having sexual intercourse with whomever. But I said sorry, I kind of went brain dead and stuttered there for a minute as I was thinking of what I was trying to go into. But as for the whole, you know, furries having sex at the convention, I said it is another case of yes but no. Most conventions are held either in like the formal halls of hotels. So like, if you've ever been to a wedding reception at a hotel and they have those giant ballroom type things, those are the formal halls. Most conventions are just that. You rent a room for the couple days that the convention goes on, and then all the big stuff for the convention goes on in the formal halls, like the dealer's den where you can buy all your stuff, the art den, all that kind of stuff. Well, I said in the case of Anthrocon, the convention is actually inside an actual convention center. So there's rules, there's regulations, and if anybody's ever caught doing something as stupid as having sex in a costume inside the convention center, you might as well not only consider your ass banned from Anthrocon, you might as well consider your ass banned from the David L. Lawrence Convention Center, because you will not be welcome back. But the funny part was, when I said it's kind of a yes-no thing, then they look at you and go, okay, well then what's the yes part? And it's like, well, the thing is, yeah, they're not having sex inside the convention center because they'll get their asses kicked out and probably banned for life, and none of them want that. I've never met anybody that actually wanted their ass banned from a convention. But I said the yes part to it is, I said the yes part to the question is, since most of these conventions take place in and around hotels, what goes on in the hotel room is a different story. So, yeah, they may not be dressing up in costume and having sex in costume inside the convention center, but that's not to say what they're doing inside the hotel rooms. But then again, they paid the money to rent that hotel room. It's their room, so they're pretty much free to do whatever they want, as long as they're not destroying the room. So it does get a little weird when you tell people this, and then they kind of give you this weird look like, ew, that's weird or disgusting. Some people, you get the even, to me, this is the weirder response, is when you get the people that look at you and go, that's kind of interesting. And it's like, alrighty then, so what, you have a costume fetish, or what's the deal? Anyways, we made that delivery in time. I have points to apply, but I don't want to apply them yet. Anyways, though, I think I'm going to leave that episode here, and maybe in the next episode I'll continue talking about furries and the whole, do they, don't they thing. I will say, though, a lot of the misconceptions about furries are rumors people hear, and then the rumors are either already over-exaggerated or totally false to begin with. Most rumors are started by people that just don't like furries. And what's even funnier is most of the people that start rumors about the furries don't even know a furry, don't even know what furries are about. And, yeah. So anyways, though, I'm going to leave this episode here, ladies and gentlemen. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. This is Hattori Genzo, signing out, saying good night and good luck.